Hello and welcome to our second Monday night podcast. Today we will continuing to learn about capital letters. Woohoo! Okay, so let us get started. Um, let's get started from the beginning. So just to review some of the stuff that we discussed last week. Number one, we always capitalize the first words of a sentence or a poem. In addition, as we discussed last week, we also capitalize the pronoun I, which also means that we capitalize I'm, because I'm is a contraction for I am. We capitalize the days of the week, months, and holidays. So, for example, on the fourth Thursday of November, I always look forward to celebrating Thanksgiving. On, I'm capitalizing because it's the beginning of the sentence. Thursday is the day of the week. November is the day of a month, and Thanksgiving is the name of a holiday. So that's the reason why I'm capitalizing all of those things. We also capitalize names of streets like Rector Court, cities or towns like Bergenfield, regions, West Coast, East Coast, public places, Times Square, Yeshivat Noam, countries or continents, Israel is a country, Asia is a continent, Africa would be capitalized, North America, North and America, because it's all part of the continent, states, New Jersey, New York, and bodies of water, Hackensack River, Atlantic Ocean, Pacific Ocean, etc., etc., etc. Okay, we also capitalize nationalities, races, religions, and language. Japanese, Hispanic, Jewish, Arabic, Indian, Muslim, Christian, which is why, by the way, you always capitalize, whenever you're talking about English class, you always actually capitalize English because it's technically in the name of a language. You technically don't have to capitalize science, even though it's a class, because it's not the name of a language. We also capitalize officials' titles, such as Mr., Judge, Senator, Doctor. In my case, Mrs. Kurtz gets capitalized. Talking about Miss Channelis, in theory, if you want to call her Assistant Principal Channelis, you would capitalize Assistant, Principal, and Channelis. So, for example, the is capitalized because it's the beginning of a sentence. Phone conversation between president is capitalized because it's the name of a title. Lyndon Johnson or Lyndon B. Johnson. And doctor is the title, would be capitalized. Martin Luther King. Martin Luther and King are all the names of a person, so it's a proper noun. So it's capitalized. We're fascinating to hear. Principal Hagler. If we want to, instead of calling him Rabbi Hagler, we call him Principal Hagler, Principal Rabbi Hagler. Principal is capitalized. Principal is capitalized because it's the name of his official title. Rabbi because it's also a title for him. And Hagler because it's his last name. We also capitalize organizations. Tomchi Shabbos, NCSY, very appropriate. Friendship Circle, if any of you guys walked in the Friendship Circle walk yesterday. Yeshivat Noam, YNPA, Salvation Army, United Nations, Project Ezra. These are all things that we capitalize because names of organizations are proper nouns and therefore get capitalized. We capitalize titles of books, newspapers, magazines, poems, plays, songs, articles, and films. So that means that your book report book is capitalized. It means the New York Times is capitalized, the Wall Street Journal, our first book, Nothing But the Truth. But you'll notice in Nothing But the Truth, but and the is capitalized because we do not capitalize a, and, the, of, or different conjunctions, which we're going to learn about when we learn about commas, unless they are the first word. That's why the in New York Times is capitalized because it's the first word of a title. But it's also in theory the last word of a title, which it never would be. It would also be capitalized. But the is not capitalized in Nothing But the Truth because it's in the middle of the word. So just to review. Words like a, and, the, of, etc. are only capitalized if it's the beginning or the end of, but it would never be the end, of a book, etc. But if it's in the middle of the book or the title, not capitalized. Homework tonight. Right source. Woohoo! Skills pages 45 to 46. You do not need to do the next step. And thank you for joining me this evening. This is Mrs. Kurtz signing off. Have a great night.